So, let's talk about something pretty fundamental: influencing others. We all try to influence people in one way or another, whether we're aware of it or not. As social animals, it's just part of who we are. And the thing is, most people don't want to put in the effort to think about how others might react to what they say or do. They'd rather just be themselves and speak honestly. But here's the thing: if you want to be really good at influencing others, it's actually better to be strategic about it than to just wing it. I mean, being honest can sometimes come across as a bit blunt. And let's face it, nobody likes to feel like they're being talked over or pushed around. So, instead of trying to just be yourself and see what happens, you want to think about how others might respond to you. You want to put yourself in their shoes and figure out what they want to hear. What will interest them, and what will make them more likely to agree with you. This is where the art of persuasion comes in. And it's not just about being smooth talking or trying to manipulate people into doing what you want. It's actually about understanding what drives human behavior and using that knowledge to influence others in a way that feels authentic and natural. Now, I'm often asked why I use stories when writing about this stuff. Well, the thing is, people don't respond well to jargon or technical terms unless they already understand the context. But if you tell a story, it's like opening up their minds. It makes them more receptive to what you have to say. Think about it: from a very young age, we're conditioned to not know what comes next. We play games like peek-boo, and we love the thrill of uncertainty. So when I use a story to illustrate a point, I'm using that same psychological trick to draw the reader in. I want them to be curious, to keep reading, and to see where this is going. But if I just threw out some technical term or concept without context, they'd probably tune right out. They'd lose interest, and their minds would close off. That's what happens when most writers forget about the reader. They assume that the reader is as interested in the material as they are, which is never going to be true. So, if you want to persuade others or influence people in a way that feels natural and effective, you need to start thinking about what they want to hear. You need to start thinking about their stories, their motivations, and what drives them. And when you do that, you'll find that the game changes. You have the power to influence others, not just because of who you are, but because of how well you understand what makes them tick. And it's the same for anyone trying to persuade or influence others in real life. If you want someone to help you out with a project or something, don't just come at them thinking about your own needs and desires. Think about what they want to hear, what will interest them, and what will make them more likely to agree with you. When you start thinking like that, the power shifts from, "I'm trying to get this person to do what I want," to, "I'm trying to understand what this person wants and how I can help them achieve it." And that's when real influence happens.